Alright guys, we're back in the kitchen. Cooking a quick 30-minute meal, something you can cook for the family if you're out late or if you're in a pinch and you want to put something on the table right away. Draw for this particular meat item that I'm getting ready to cook for you guys that I like, and that's some smoked kielbasa, which I got from my local Costco. And the reason why I like this one is because it's actually an uncured kielbasa. So that shows you it has no filters, no MSG added, gluten-free, and no nitrates. Really good stuff, really quick. I'm gonna show you how to make something real flavorful for you and the family. First, I'm gonna start out with the star. That's some kielbasa, which I took out and just cut up. Over here, I got some fresh thyme, about a tablespoon of fresh thyme that I cut up, and about 2 teaspoons, well, 3 cloves of garlic, that I grinded. My wife reminded me she grinded the garlic. A whole tomato, my good friend, about 1.5 tablespoons of some chicken bouillon. Over here, I got about a half an onion I cut up, about a half a green bell pepper, and a half red bell pepper that I cut up. Just cut it up, separate it like that, and you're good to go. So let me show you how I start this dish. So over here, I got some olive oil, and I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil over here in my trusty little wok. Maybe a little more. 2.5 tablespoons. Go ahead and heat that up. I put my fire on something like number 6 right now. So it's nice and heated. And you can see that it's heated and ready to go. You can see the oil shimmering off the top. So at this point, I'm just gonna add my kielbasa. Yeah, that's the sound we're always looking for. When you hear that, you know something is cooking. And this is a pretty much of a smoked piece of kielbasa, which for all practical purposes, it's already cooked. But we're heating it up and we want to create like a char on there. A char meaning like, just kind of like frying it over. But we're frying it in something good, some olive oil. And you just go ahead and make it sizzle like this for a little while, and you'll watch it. Yeah, so at this point, you might want to crank up the heat a little bit so you can start browning both sides. And just be careful, watch the heat. The heat is the main thing. When it looks like it's getting too dark, turn it down. But you're kind of looking for that right there. Yeah, perfect. So we start turning them over, or in the kitchen we call it start flipping them. I'm gonna flip these up and I'll be right back. So after a high heat and about 2 minutes on one side, you start getting them charred and looking like this. And you kind of want that little charred, but not too much, because that's where we're gonna build some flavor. So I give the other side about 1 minute, and watch this. We're just gonna go in with this spoon and do something like this. And not to worry about it. Now you know why my pan looks like that. We kind of get the food really cooked, and anything in there you're skeptical about or you don't like, you just cook away. At this point, I always like to add my tomato and my garlic at the same time. I did say that before in my other video. So there goes my tomato, and there goes my garlic. Really good stuff. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to toss my thyme in there. Watch my fire, turn it down a bit, and just go ahead and stir everything out. Let my tomato kind of help pick up some of that flavor from the bottom of the pan while my garlic slowly sautés. and adds all kinds of flavor to this kielbasa. Not that it doesn't have its own flavor, because it does. This is like a Caribbean way of building flavor here. Watch your tomatoes as they cook down a bit and bubble. Look at that. Good stuff happening there. It's all being cooked in olive oil. Delicious olive oil. Good for you. So while I'm here, at this point, a little bit of my chicken bouillon. I do love this stuff. It's just another way of adding flavor. I don't cook with too much salt these days. Chicken bouillon does have quite a bit of salt, but it backs it up with some flavor too. Stir that all in, grabbing flavor on the side of the pan. Starting to smell real good in here, guys. At this point, I'm gonna go in about 3 tablespoons of some ketchup. Jamaicans love cooking with ketchup. We make sauces with ketchup. I kid you not. I was just telling my wife that this meal is the equivalent to a quick meal we as Jamaicans would make when we come home late and, you know, we just can't bother with the whole lot of braising, cutting up a chicken or anything like that. So we might grab 4 cans of corned beef, and most of us call it bully beef. This would be the equivalent almost of a bully beef dish, maybe without the chicken bouillon. Something quick, something easy for the family. This is where it's at. And this meal is almost complete, but the final ingredient is gonna be these onions and these peppers. So we're gonna toss that in and incorporate everything with it. And do not be afraid, guys. If you have to, you can easily put about a 1/4 cup of water on this, but we're gonna watch it. We're gonna see what the onions are gonna do. And the onions will release some water and help to make a little gravy for it. In fact, I think I am gonna put a little bit of water in there. So I'm gonna crank my heat up a little bit more. And I'm gonna get my trusty kettle here. And I'm gonna put in about 1/2 cup of water. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. All that flavor is gonna come into this sauce now. And that chicken bouillon, the tomato ketchup, and the kielbasa is gonna make an amazing sauce while this is cooking. I'm gonna get my lid and I'll be right back. So that's what it looks like when it's cooking and it's covered. And it's not necessarily, I'm not trying to make sausage and peppers. It could be similar, but I'm not trying to undercook my peppers and onions, even though it still would be amazing. But at the same time, I'm not gonna overcook them either. So the time under here, everything's done under 30 minutes. I dropped in my onions and peppers at about the last maybe 7-8 minutes. And this meal's almost done, like I said. And I'm still gonna put a little bit more things in there that I forgot to mention. Like for instance, I'm gonna put some fresh cracked black pepper in there. And I'm probably gonna put about a tablespoon of butter to help thicken that sauce a little bit. And I know you're asking,
Ringo, I saw you cook with a cornstarch slurry.
so what's happening with the cornstarch slurry to thicken this sauce? That's not necessary, because at the end of the day, ketchup and butter is also like a thickener. And I know that doesn't sound like something people can be used to, but I'll show you all the details and you'll see the outcome with just a mere nub of butter, about a tablespoon. So here I'm gonna put in the final touch. It's about a tablespoon of butter. I know it looks like 2, but that's 1 tablespoon. I split it in 2. Watch the process, guys. See the sauce starting to thicken up? It looks like I put a cornstarch slurry in there, but I did not. We're making gravy here, guys. Butter makes gravy. Silky, smooth, full of flavor. This is where it's at. I got garlic in there, I got thyme in there, I got onions in there. As you can see, I got peppers, ketchup, a little bit of chicken base, just a little. Full onslaught meal. This meal is served with some white rice. I'm gonna put this up and get ready, share a plate, and show you the finished product. You could serve it with white rice, you could serve it with mashed potatoes, or you could serve it with some pasta. My famous kielbasa.